Welcome back to another video. Well, I forgot my hat. Okay, well, anyways, welcome back to another video. Yes, so welcome back. And today we are going to be talking about the dentist. Yeah, very scary. Let's just call it the tooth doctor. Yes, the tooth doctor. Where'd it go? Oh, over there. Yay, tooth doctor, instead of the scary name that everyone knows. Yeah. Let's talk about my last dentist appointment. Okay, I actually kind of looked like this. There was actually like 3 doctors in the room. And there's my table where I put my hat. I was actually wearing a hat that day. But anyways, this doctor was just literally like so I had to get a crown like back here. I still have it. It hasn't fallen out yet, but it's like right there. Okay, don't worry, there's more teeth. I don't have 10 teeth. That would be a bit concerning. So I also had to get like 2 fillings. Apparently I had a cavity here and somewhere else, I think. So let's just say it was there. And when they were putting the crown in, I thought it would hurt. So I was literally just like, I ended up starting to cry because I did not know if it would hurt or not. So I looked like this. The doctors even asked, "Why are you crying?" And they were like, "Stop crying." Like, they said it like kind of jokingly, like, I don't know why, but like, I looked like this. I forgot the sunglasses. That looks even worse than last time. But I was just looking like this, and they were like, "Why is she crying?" And they were like discussing it. It was actually kind of funny because I didn't know if it would hurt or not, and they were trying to figure out why I was crying, and they said, "Well, maybe she thinks that I'm going to shove metal up her gum or something." That was probably their thoughts, but I looked like that. Let's talk about when I got my first fillings. So I got my x-ray, so let's snap the teeth in there. My mouth kind of looked like this. There's my tongue, by the way. So at the time I was like 5 and I had to get 3 fillings. Yay! So here's what the x-ray kind of looked like. That's my tongue. This is my tongue. Now, I ended up seeing like a cavity here and then some other places. So let me just place some random dots. I didn't know that one was like right there, but my 2 teeth have kind of like conjoined like that. So it looks a bit weird. Well, my tooth kind of looks like this. So that's what that one tooth looks like in the back. I can't really show it, or else it would be kind of awkward and weird, and that's what my tooth looked like. So it looked like this. To the doctors, it kind of looked like that. That's the classic shape of most teeth, but no. So my 2 front teeth still look like horse teeth, and this is what they look like right now. They look like a brick. They don't even look like the regular classic tooth shape that the doctors use on pictures. So they were like, looks like she has some cavities. And I started crying because I thought I would because kids in my grade, they were just like at lunch and they were like, "Oh, wow. Wow." So this kid would be like, wow, wow. Did you hear that I ended up having to get my tooth ripped out by the dentist? And then I had to get 2 fillings. Oh man, it hurt so bad. And then my friend was like, oh my gosh, how bad did it hurt? What even happened? And he would be like, well, that's all that happened, but there was a bit of blood. And then I would be like, wait, blood? So that's why I was scared, because I heard my friends talk about it like a year before. And then I was just like, will this hurt? So I ended up grabbing a toy. Here's my flimsy little arms. And then I grabbed a tiny backpack toy and headed off to the doctor's office. Or as I say, the tooth doctor. Da-da-da, aka dun-dun-dun. But let's not make it sound scary, because dentist already sounds way too scary. Plus, like, orthodontist, or, yeah, whatever that stuff is. There's sirens outside my window. Let me go explore it. So I'm peeking out, and it appears to be a fire truck from the fire station. Anyways, let me get back to animating, aka using a whiteboard. So basically, I was just like, hey mom, will this hurt when I go to the tooth doctor? And she said, no, this is her actual response. I hear the siren again, but this time it's the ambulance. You know, okay, I'm working on the drawing, yeah. So, you know the doctor car? That's what an ambulance is, if you're young and you still don't know what it means. Anyways, I'm still drawing it, and this was her actual response, and I kind of remember it. So she said, well, I don't know, depends if you are kind of sensitive, or you are like a type of person who's like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. So then I went to go grab some stuffed animals and went to play with my stuffed animals. Here's what the scene kind of looked like. So I was picking between what stuffed animal I wanted, and it was either this bear or my other stuffed animal. I can't remember what it was. So I just draw a smile. But we were headed to the dentist, and in the car, I was literally silent. Here's how I'm gonna draw a car for the video. And we were just driving, and it was all cool. But when we arrived, I saw the prize machine and really wanted a toy octopus. So here's what it kind of looked like. It was like really small, like this. It could fit in your pocket. It looked like this, but I ended up getting mixed up and somehow got 2 in one thing. I was like, oh my gosh, this trip is worth it. But let me tell you about the experience at the dentist. Do you want me to show you? Well, too bad, because I'm going to show you anyway. Yeah, here's what they look like. They do have different faces, though. Here's number 1, and here's number 2. So I was in the little So let me just share my dentist experience first. Okay, I'm a bit too lazy to draw a better version of that. So my mouth was wide open, but they had to put a mouth opener thing in my mouth because I was not amused by the feeling of just opening my mouth for a few hours. Okay, it wasn't a few hours, but it felt like it. So they were just like, okay, I'm just gonna check your teeth first, but first we're gonna do an x-ray. And I was like, what's an x-ray? So then she explained what an x-ray was, and there we go. We were grooving and dancing down the hallway for no reason because I started dancing and then she started dancing down the hallway. So when we stopped dancing, we just went down the hallway normally, like normal people. So we finally got to the room. So she put this thing over me. It was like a little thing that haircut people use, but it wasn't supposed to scan my body. It was supposed to scan my teeth. So she shoved these two like black things in the back of my mouth. I'm just drawing about what it looked like and what the size was. And meanwhile, I looked bigger than her because the coat thing made me look so huge. So she shoved one in, then back onto the other side. And I was like, when is this over with? But we had to redo it because I was moving it around with my tongue. But it's not my fault. It's uncomfortable. It's not my fault. So she's like, oh, honey, we have to do a redo because your mouth is just like literally like, so? What do you care about my mouth? You're just a random person who's paid to help my mouth. I wanted to say that so bad. I was just like, so? I wanted to say that so bad because like, girl, honey. Like, what are you doing? I did not want to put these things in my mouth like 15,000 times. So we redid it, and it actually turned out pretty good. Besides my legs going back and forth in the chair. And then she was, like, looking at my teeth to see what the heck was wrong with them in the first place, because normally we go every 6 months, like regular people. So she was, like, looking at my teeth, and she's like, it seems like you have some cavities. I had, like, 3 cavities. So I was like, what's a cavity? And she was like, blah, 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 blah. A cavity is something bad for your teeth, and you should brush your teeth more often every day and floss and floss and floss. I brush my teeth every day, but, like, she was like, well, you need to brush a bit better at your teeth, blah, 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 blah. You need to flush more. You need to floss more. You need to eat 1 candy a day. But normally I ate 2 candy a day when I was literally, like, 5. 2 a day. So, she looked in my mouth, had a cavity, blah, blah, blah. She fixed it. But there was like 2 doctors. Girl and a girl. Wow. Such good helpers. So then it was finally the machine part, where it gives out free prizes for being good. But we're not actually being good. They just don't want us to come again so they can check our teeth. So we're not actually being good. They just want us to come to get a prize and to have our teeth good. So we have finally made it to the machine. These little capsules. And then I didn't know that the back ones would get like picked first in this place. So I didn't know it was in there. And then I was just like, I was like, oh, I hope I get that rubber ducky or maybe a hair tie, because I loved hair ties for no reason. And there was also this mini poppet that was like, I was like, oh my gosh, about. So I basically loved every prize in there, and I did not care what I got. I would be appreciating it like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing in the universe, even though it's not. So I was just like, I wonder what I get. And then the capsule dropped out, and I was just like, ah. Okay, it wasn't actually this big. Here's how big some of my characters are, because that's how tall one of my characters are, which is like, hang on, let me count off camera. It's 15 centimeters, and this is a bit less than that. So I was just like, how did I get 2? I was supposed to get 1 prize. So I was just like, Mom, I got 2 prizes. And she was just like, keep it. And I'm like, you're supposed to get 1. This snowmobile sounds like a zombie outside. Rah, rah. That's what my opinion of a zombie looks like. So she was like, well, you should keep. And little 6-year-old, 5-year-old me was just with my little pigtails was like, well, Mom, there's 2 prizes. And she's like, okay, I'm not dealing with this. Let's go in the car. And I got my octopuses. Yeah. Anyways, bye, my shining stars and pookies. Subscribe for a cookie. Even though I took a massive bite out of it, I'll get you a new one. Anyways, here you go. Here you go. All right. Bye, and anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, but if you subscribe still, you'll get a cookie. Yeah. Bye. Also, here's what I look like as a cat. Let me draw my little nose. Yeah, that's what I look like as a cat. And let's add some ears. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked, but anyways, I have to say bye or else I'll literally just be like, oh, explaining a lot more about random stuff for like 16,000 minutes straight. So, bye, my shining stars. Here's your cookie.